Hey everyone, it's Chris, PDX Picker. Welcome back to the Little Shop of Hoarders. We're going to pull some orders that have sold for me on eBay and Poshmark and talk about the 2024 year in review, go over my sales numbers really quick, and also talk about some potential changes to the channel moving forward, but I'm going to need your help. So stick around after the intro song. We'll get to talking about all those topics and pulling those orders.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? There's dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
So nice couple of days. 12 total items going out, 3 on Poshmark, 9 on eBay. Poshmark continuing to come in strong for me. Have some very interesting results from the 2024 Poshmark season, if you want to call it that. But anyway, let's pull an order or two and dive into the topic here real quick right after that. First Poshmark order, a last of my mid-century modern Sirocco buy. I think at one point in time I had maybe as many as 6 of these in my inventory, and slowly but surely sold them all. These are the last pair, like I mentioned. They look like this. We'll set them on the table so you can get a better view of them. And these sold for $30 plus shipping on Poshmark. Right here, super cool, candlestick holders. These are made of plastic or resin. Nice, not too bad of paint loss on them. These are from 1959. Huh. MCMLIX. Isn't that 1959? I don't know. Sometimes I'm really good with Roman numerals and sometimes I'm terrible, so who knows. Picked these up for like $6, I think is what it was. They're cool. They take a little bit of space up, so I'm gonna be glad to get them out the door. I have a box in mind already for how to ship those. One of the things that I got for Christmas this year was a fact or crap calendar. I'm a big trivia guy, so it turned out to be a nice one. This first question was kind of relevant, or first day of the year. The question was kind of relevant to resellers. It says, Stanley brand durable insulated cups beloved by influencers and millennials were originally invented for World War II pilots. Fact or crap? I haven't actually sold or tried to resell any Stanley tumblers because I can't ever find them cheap. They always are going for $20 or more anytime I try and find them, so it's just not really worth it. But anyway, fact or crap? Was the Stanley cups, were they invented for World War II pilots? According to this, that is crap. This fact does not fly. The original Stanley Cup patent was filed by inventor William Stanley in 1913, decades before World War II. I don't know if they're using that patent from 1913 in today's cups, but that's kind of interesting. So, number 2, Swiss cheese for January 2nd. Today is January 3rd. But January 2nd, Swiss cheese did not originate in Switzerland. Fact or crap? Why don't you bleep bloop that answer down below there. Totally stole that. For any of you who watch YouTube regularly, you might recognize that. But crap, the Swiss were the first to make authentic Swiss cheese, but they called it Emmental, after Emmental, Switzerland, its place of origin. Holy cow. So, already I'm calling dubiousness on fact or crap, because just because the Swiss don't call the cheese Swiss cheese, they're saying that Switzerland did not invent Swiss cheese because they call it Emmental. Well, I think that's a crap trivia answer. Anyway, I might throw those in there every now and then in the videos, and that's part of what I'm talking about moving forward. I have this idea for a weekly video, a weekly segment, and it's going to be kind of like a reseller talk show, but a big portion of that is I want to interview a guest every week. We'll do a video interview, just ask them a few questions, because I want to get their perspective on reselling. You know, it's going to be maybe a 10-minute interview, something of that nature. It's not going to be super crazy. Help from you folks out there. Maybe you are a reseller yourself, or you know someone who is, that would be willing to come on, do a quick Zoom call type of thing. And I can just ask you a few questions, and then you'll consent to be on the channel moving forward. So if that is the case, please send me an email at pdxpicker@gmail.com, pdxpicker@gmail.com, and I will hopefully be able to get in touch with you, and we'll interview and have that part of future weekly shows in the future on this channel. Let's go ahead and get into the 2024 results, because I think that's probably something that many of you will be interested in when watching this video. A couple ways I want to think about this. I just want to kind of reflect personally on 2024. How did I feel about it? Was it a good year to me? Was it bad? Just in general, how did I feel? And I feel really good about 2024. Numbers aside, I felt like my business really went in a positive direction, went in the right direction. I made a lot of great changes. You know, I have this little shop of hoarders for 2024. That was a huge change. It's just nice to have space. You know, whether I'm doing a great job maintaining that space or keeping that space clean and efficient, that's a whole nother discussion, but at least I have the space. Sales felt really good. I felt like I was consistently selling things. You know, I didn't have any troughs in my sales for the year, so that was really good. But then when we look at the numbers, do the numbers match up to my personal feeling? I don't know. You'll see. So just a reminder, I spend about 15 hours a week doing this. Probably about an hour a day listing. When I ship, it's usually about an hour of shipping. So I don't ship every day. I ship usually 3 days a week. So right there, you're looking at about 10 hours. And then on Fridays is when I do my sourcing. I'm spending about 5 hours on Fridays sourcing. So all told, about 15 hours a week that I put into this business. So let's go ahead and just pull the eBay numbers. Here is good timing on that. Super good timing on that. Here are the eBay numbers for 2024, January 1st, 2024 to December 31st. My total sales, $51,015.87. Of course, that's including everything. Net sales, $30,833. You can see, compared to the prior time period, up 66.6% or 72.7%, depending on which view you're looking at. I sold 1,314 items. That was up 43.8%. And then my average sales price per item was $38.82, which was up almost 16% versus the prior time period. You know, the numbers, I try not to compare myself to others. I've posted videos about this, and for the most part, I'm doing okay at it, but it's, you know, it's creeping in there a little bit. So $50,000 of sales, it's way better than I was in 2023. 2023, I had about $30,000 of sales, so I've had a really nice, solid increase. I'm spending a very similar amount of time in 2024 that I did in 2023. I really don't think that I'm spending that much more time, and my sales went up huge comparatively. So that feels really good. I also had about, let's see if I can pull these up on here. Poshmark, they don't have a nice report like eBay does. They send you a spreadsheet. So it's not going to be nearly as exciting, but here's my annual number with Poshmark. I had $3,284 in sales. So we can add that to the 51,000 on Mercari. I also had a few sales, but that was, so for Mercari I had just $823 in sales, which is just terrible. Actually, it wasn't even that much because for some reason it lists canceled orders on there. It was $60 less, so it was $760 on there. And then on Depop I had, let's just say $200 in sales. So all told, I had about a little over $55,000 in sales for all of the platforms that I sell on. So again, 15 hours a week. If you just do the simple math, you know, it's just a little bit over $1,000 a week. So, and again, these are gross numbers, which there's cost of sales, you got shipping costs, cost of goods, I should say, listing fees, all those things. So in general, let's say it's approximately half that or so. So you're looking at about, whatever, $25,000. It's okay. It's okay. I feel okay with that. But I want to upcharge. I want a fast start. I want my business to take off in 2025, but I don't want to spend more time. Okay? I like spending 15 hours a week. That is a really nice number that I can stay committed to, where I don't feel like I'm neglecting my family. I'm not neglecting my job. I'm not neglecting any of the responsibilities that I have, but I still want to make more money. I mean, we all hope to do that, right? So that's going to be my focus on what I'm going to try and change for 2024. Next item that's sold on Poshmark is a Christmas-themed Scentsy warmer. It's this all wrapped up one. It's a gift. It looks like a present in there. That just sold for $16 plus shipping. It sold after Christmas, so I said, let's get rid of it. A little bit cheaper than maybe I would have wanted to, but not by too much. But yeah, basically what I want to do is I want to really improve my efficiencies on what I'm sourcing and how that translates to the rest of the time involved in the business. This sold, it's a Kansas Jayhawks Adidas jacket. Picked this up for $9.99. Doesn't have a tag on it. Maybe contributed a little to a lower price. Sold that on Poshmark. This was the third item of the day that I sold on Poshmark. And that sold for $29 plus shipping. Modern collegiate and NFL related, or just sports related items in general. It doesn't have to be NFL, but you know, NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, college. Doesn't really sell that great. Not too keen on picking them up, but this was just such a, I don't know, something about this was super cool to me, so not too bad. I was going to point out the interesting thing I noted on Poshmark, and now that we just finished pulling those 3 Poshmark orders, I might sound like a broken record, but the nice thing, the cool thing about Poshmark is, they do send you that spreadsheet that lists all of your transactions that sold for the year. So I was really able to notice, I mean, it was so obvious that I had these huge chunks of sales, all these items that sold during these chunks of time that were very obviously when I had started reusing or started using Posher VA. Posher VA is an absolute must. I will never not, as long as I'm selling on Poshmark, I will never not have Posher VA unless a better, different product comes along, to be honest. But the volume of sales compared to when I don't have it on is so much higher. It's not even close. So if you sell on Poshmark and you don't use Posher VA, I'm not sponsored by them. This is just purely my own experience. I'd love to be sponsored by them. Hey, Posher VA, let me hook me up. Hook a brother up, would you? At least give me a discount code to give to my viewers. But anyway, Posher VA, my sales are, I don't know what the numbers are, but I think, well, I kind of looked at it before. It's about 5 or 6 times higher than it was without it turned on. And it more than pays for itself super, super quickly. These 3 items here will pay already for the whole month. And this is just, 2 days worth of sales. So anyway, I just want to be more efficient. So when I'm out there sourcing, and I'm going to go sourcing today, I almost didn't go sourcing because, I have so much stuff. I have so much stuff in my death pile. But I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the treasure hunt. This sold, I just picked these up, a bunch of die-cast, $1 each. Some are really good, some were not great. This is a Corgi Austin Mini Metro with like a rally livery on it. $6.71 plus shipping. And still selling Christmas. These Christmas lights sold. I picked these up for $2 because I thought they were cool. And they still are cool. They just don't have a lot of value. They're Dr. Seuss, I think, yeah, they're like Horton and the Cat in the Hat and maybe somebody else. Those sold for $9.56 plus shipping. But yeah, I'm going to really be more selective when I'm out there sourcing. I want to try and find items. Obviously, I'm going to take sell-through rate into account. You know, I will never not do that unless it's just a cool, you know, nostalgic thing for me. This item sold. I showed this in a previous video. It's a Thanos. It's an infinity gauntlet. It's a Thanos Sustainer. It's like a toolbox related thing. Picked this up for $5.99 and it sold for $22 plus shipping. But this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, okay? Can you see that? Yeah. If I'm out there sourcing, I mean, this is going to be this was so easy to list. It was clean. I didn't have to do anything to it other than photograph it. I didn't have to research it too much. I didn't have to test it. I didn't have to clean it, anything like that. And to ship it, that's also going to be super simple, but it's more about the listing part. The shipping is, yeah, that's definitely something to factor in, but listing, I have all this stuff. I've brought this up before. All these things that I can list. My death pile is as big as anyone's. Well, I don't know. It's not as big as anyone's, but it's big. And part of the reason I'm not listing the stuff is because there's things that need to be done. You know, I need to test these things. I need to clean these things. Just all these things that delay listing. And that's what I want to really focus on, at least first and foremost. I'm at least going to factor that in heavily, or factor it in a lot more into my sourcing decision making when I'm out there, is how easy is this thing going to be to list? I can find the coolest thing in the world, and I have so many cool things in here that are worth $300 plus. We're talking like, okay, not so many, but I have 5 to 10 of them. So I'm sitting on $1,500 to maybe $3,000 that I haven't listed. You know, I've got these receivers right here. I spent $150 on these. This is probably $600 worth of items. They've been sitting here for weeks and weeks and weeks because I haven't taken the time to test them. I've got this Cup of Luck game over here. This Cup of Luck game, it's hard to explain, but it's rare, it's cool, it's worth $300. Just sitting there. Years it's been sitting there. I have got over here, inside this thing, this is already pre-packaged. Pre-ready to ship, but I've got this vintage somewhere from the 70s, like record store display of a Neil Young record that came out. Probably worth $500, maybe $600. Sitting here for years, because I don't know why. This one is probably the most confounding because it's already box ready to ship. All I need to do is pull it out and set it up and list it. It probably will take me 20 minutes. Haven't done it. In my garage, I still have it over there. I spent way too much money on this one. This one I should just cut bait and go, but I bought a Thundercats lair. I can't remember the exact term for it, but I spent like $250 on it. This was at the height of COVID collectors pricing, so it was like, but it was at an online auction. I bought it to resell, paid $250 for it. Back then it was probably worth $600. Now it's probably worth $450-ish, maybe. Just sitting in the garage, not listing, okay? So all of these things that are super cool, super valuable, and I'm not listing them because I don't know, there's something in my brain that is pushing back on listing them. I have a first edition Dr. Seuss book, bought The King's Table or something like that. Partly I thought about keeping it for myself, but when I bought it, it was worth about $500. Now I think it's worth about $400. So it's a combination of hoarding. There's definitely some hoarding going on in there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to this stuff because maybe the value is gonna go up a bunch. I'm not displaying these anywhere. They are just collecting dust in a corner. You know, there's no... The behavior is truly hoarding. It is not... I'm having like an epiphany right now on camera, so congratulations for being a part of my brain. But I'm like, if I was keeping these for the value or because I thought they were cool or because, you know, there's some sort of like... Yeah, you know, I'm a reseller, but I find cool stuff that I enjoy and I display it so I can enjoy it while I'm displaying it, and I take good care of it so that I can, hopefully the value will increase over time. That's okay, right? If that was I mean, there's nothing wrong with that anyway, for those of you that do that. And I was telling myself, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, but I'm not doing that. I'm just hoarding things. Okay, so, all right, crazy diversion right there in my brain. But where I'm going with this, let's come back. Let's bring it all back, is my focus on sourcing moving forward in 2025. I'm going to change it. And a lot of it is based off of that. This item sold, this is the second AFTCO fishing harness. Picked 2 of these up for $7.50 each. This one sold for $60 plus shipping. Already sold the other one for $55. This one is in a little bit nicer, newer condition, so I was asking a little bit more for it. But those are really nice sales to get those out the door. But yeah, okay, so when I'm out there sourcing, I want simple. I want easy. I want stuff that I don't care about. I'm not looking for things that are going to make me consider hoarding them. What a weird realization I've had. These sold here. Picked these up for about $1 or $2. These are a big lot of Charlie's Angels cards from 1977, as I'm barely showing them on camera. There's some stickers in here. And a big lot of cards, those sold for $12 plus shipping. These come in different series. There's 4 series. Each series has about 50 to 60 cards and 11 stickers or something like that. This one was an incomplete series 4, so $12 plus shipping. Let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna really be hunting for things that are new in package. I want stuff that is, you know, I pull it out, it is, you know, when I get ready to list it, I have to maybe I have to clean some dust off of it. That's about it. But I'll take 3 pictures, list it, don't need to test it. Super, super easy. These next items that sold, another great example. Shoes were my #1 category of things that I sold over the year. I sold probably $6,000 to $8,000 of shoes in different categories. You know, men's athletic, boots, women's athletic, all those sorts of things. So, huge factor of the success of my business in 2024 was shoes. Now I'm definitely going to continue to source shoes, but I don't want to spend as much time. And this is just a small taste of it, but I have all these shoes here that are just, you know, I spent $35 on these On Clouds. Can probably sell them for 60 to 80, but I need to clean them. You know, I just have all these shoes. I have a IKEA bag of shoes ready to be cleaned inside the house. That's just an example. But instead I'm going to try and find more shoes like these. These were brand new, never worn Crocs that I spent $8 on, and sold those for $49.90 free shipping. Didn't have to do anything other than photograph them. That's the kind of stuff that I'm going to be looking for. When I go sourcing for clothes, clothes are relatively simple to list. But especially when you're at garage sales, even when you're at, maybe even more so when you're at thrift stores, one thing I never really paid that much attention to is how dirty the things were. And, you know, when something's super dirty, that's gonna cause you to have to take more time cleaning it before you get ready to list it. Instead of just throwing them in the washing machine like I do with most everything else. You know, pre-treating things, washing things multiple times to try and get stains out. I don't want to do that. These sold. Big fan of Levi's 501s. As you know, these sold for $19.95. These are distressed. I think these are, I don't know if, I don't really know how to do, I don't know who's buying these, but take a look. I mean, these are heavily stained, so I listed them as distressed. I know some people say distressed is like holes and things of that nature, but I think distressed can also get the message across when it comes to big stains like this. But I picked these up for like $2 and they sold, or $3 it was, $19.95 plus shipping in like a couple of weeks, let's say a month. I love my 501s. Those are way better than Carhartt jeans. I think they are my best bread and butter jeans out there, Levi's 501s. 2 more items left, and then we're gonna call it this video. It'd probably help if I look up where this item is. 29. But yeah, I'm looking, when I'm out there sourcing, I just want stuff that's grab and go for listing. Not grab and go just for buying. I mean, I know we think of grab and go probably with food and stuff, but no, grab and go when it comes to listing. List and go. Whatever the term is. Just easy stuff, because and that's gonna be hard to find. It's not like it's not like I'm overlooking those, or I find them now and I'm just like, nah, I don't want to get that. You know, I'm looking for it now, but I'm gonna really, I guess maybe I'm just not gonna be buying as much, because what it comes down to is I feel like the stuff that I have listed, a lot of it is primarily grab and go, list and go. And so with some, basically what's left in my death pile, the vast majority of what's left in my death pile is the stuff that is not list and go. It's clean, it's test, it's all this stuff. I don't want to add a bunch more to my death pile. I don't have the space for it. I'm in this 18-foot by 36-foot shop that I have all this wasted space because I'm not very efficient with things. But I don't want to. Oh! Here's another thing. I forgot about this. Huge, taking up space. I couldn't leave these here, but it's these Bose 901 Series 4 speakers. Spent $40 on those. Those are probably worth $250 as is. I way overestimated those the last time I talked about them. But another thing, they just sit here in the corner, hoarding. If I came across those again, I don't think I could not buy it. But I shouldn't. Oh, the mind of Chris. You're all getting a taste of something you probably had no idea you were going to get, and I'm probably scaring a lot of you away. I don't know. This is second to last item that sold. A lot of these Punch and Judy puppets. Bought these for $2. They took a long time to sell. I think there's 7 of them. Is that right? Do I have them all? Got, yeah. I don't really know a lot about Punch and Judy, but there was some condition issues, you know. Big old stain on the King. These certainly look a lot like Mr. Rogers, but they're not Mr. Rogers puppets. Devil, a police officer. This one is super creepy. Reminds me a lot. That one I think the most reminds me of Mr. Rogers. But those sold for $40 plus shipping. Oh, the... Hello, Mr. Crocodile Alligator. Last item of the day. Bunch of loose cassettes. Picked these up at an estate sale. I mean, I probably have at most $1 into all of these because it was a throw everything in a bag. That bag was $10 scenario, and those just stuck in the bottom there. There's 14 cassettes. Most of them do not have cases, but some of them do. Here's Golden Earring, Moontan. Here's a ZZ Top cassette, Antenna. A lot of them are loose. Here is AC/DC Highway to Hell. Not going to go through all of them, but they're all hard rock related, except Balls to the Wall. I don't know which is the name of the band and which is the name of the album. Goldfinger, that's not hard rock, that's punk. There is Ted Nugent Cat Scratch Fever. You get the idea. There are 14 of those total, and those sold on offer for $17 plus shipping. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Like I mentioned before, if you are at all interested in yourself being interviewed on the for an upcoming episode of a new segment or new series I'm going to have on my channel, please drop me an email at pdxpicker@gmail.com, or again, if you know somebody that might be interested in it. Please like this video if you did, subscribe to my channel to get some more content like this in the future. Good luck with all your reselling ventures out there. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care and bye-bye.